Wait, why am I wearing a headset? I have no music playing or anything going on. This is weird. Odd choices in the morning. Still waking up. Need to finish coffee. Morning, everyone. It was a rough night just because kids were up a lot, so I'm still waking up here. Hello from Argentina. Hello. Clickbaited the title, mentioned GME. I think clickbaiting is a creative art. I love the idea of clickbaiting. Not to the point where it's like you can't just clickbait and it's... Imagine somebody who, I don't know, makes like teapots live on stream or coffee cups or something. I don't know. Just imagine some person who does a GME in their title, like all in on GME, and it's a streamer who streams like video games or something like that. It's just like, okay, that's not the right kind of clickbait. But I think if you're in the field, like if we're in day trading and we clickbait GME, I think that's cool. I love that. I think it's like an art, the art of the clickbait, but like not to the point where it would offend people, but there's like a fine balance there. Yeah. Cotton sub count is about to break out. I hope so. Sorry for the bad joke. No worries, man. Nice haircut. Thanks, man. Nice nose. Looks like mine. Dude, we got the same nose? That's sick, man. Nose bros. Hold the line, Cotton. Yep. Good night, guys. I'll probably be at the stream tomorrow, 2:15 in Australia. Good night, man. On Patreon, yes, coffee for 2. There's only 3 days left to sign up for the 2 free courses. I am not from Hawaii. Canada. Half gallon of coffee at work today. Yeah, I wish, man. Mention it in the Discord? Okay. I could just set up a bot that just does it for me. Mentioned yesterday, hedge funds are early in control, making us see what they want to see. What explains such high short interest? I'm not sure what you mean. Doge? Yeah, I saw Doge last night during the breakout. It's like, whatever. What's that, like 2 cents or something now? Probably just broke a trend like everything else. Not future of trading, no. Blueprint and butterfly effect. RH shut down Doge trading. What about silver? I haven't looked at silver in a few days. Something happening with silver? Probably not, but... Oh, something is happening with silver. Jesus. Just moved up like 10%. Simply drop that in the chat for you guys to check it out on Patreon. What are we going to look at? Doge? Not sure what I have charted on this, but irrelevant. I probably haven't looked at this in a long time. Yeah, I'm sure Doge just broke its trend or whatever, you know, the same as these coins always do. Yeah, it broke a trend and it's moving up. What's that, at 2 cents? Yeah. All-time high. Not sure what TWT is. Is that a ticker? Not sure, man. Dot moved. How did your futures today? Awesome. And your first lesson is working nicely for me as we speak. That's cool, dude. Right on, man. They taking down the free courses, channels being deleted after today, YouTube goes away after today, and it all moves behind a huge paywall. That's a joke, chill out. I give you guys heart attacks. Yeah. Yeah, this would have just broken trend, right? Like this trend right here. Yep. Pretty straightforward. Right there. And then you could have seen the breakout right here. Was it on the 12-hour chart? No, it's on the, well, okay, it's fine. It's on the daily chart, but it's not the daily trend. It's the hourly trend from the daily chart that you would have seen the breakout on, which is this. Here. This is where you would have seen the breakout. So that's where you would have seen breakout on Doge. I don't really post on TradingView Coffee for 2. Please don't take it down. No, I'm just kidding, guys. So there's I'm giving away Blueprint and the first segment of Butterfly Effect for those who sign up on Patreon to a specific tier. There's only 3 days left in the promotion, so it's like 20 grand worth of courses, and I'm giving those courses away for free for people who sign up to Patreon tier. A specific one, it's the annual tier on expert membership, so that's not free, but the courses being added to that tier was completely free, just something I did on a whim last month. People are already on the expert tier, and expert tier is already like a flourishing tier that's really amazing, and on my Patreon. And then just last month I was like, well, you know what, you guys have been so awesome and supportive, I'm going to give Blueprint out for free. And then Blueprint goes free, and then it also goes free on YouTube at 50k subscribers. But anyways, for now, people who join that tier, they get it for now. They get it now. They don't have to wait for 50k subscribers. And then when we hit 50k, they also get Butterfly Effect segment 1, which is not going on YouTube. So it's like 20k of courses I'm giving away for free. People who sign up to that. The tier is not free though, but the courses I'm doing, that was just like a free add-on that I gave. No, you don't have to stop sleeping to finish it, dude. You almost had a heart attack. Why'd I release FOT for free? Why not, man? Plus 500 course credits a month. Yeah, there's a ton of stuff. You get free merch on that tier. You get $500 of course credits per month. You get exclusive videos. I do weekly reviews. I do contest giveaways for mentorship. There's a whole thing. You guys can go on Patreon and check it out. There's a whole thing. You'd be smart to sign up to the Patreon Expert Tier annual MVM if you want Blueprint, because you get it for free, and then you get the next course, which is like 13 or 14,000 almost. You get that for free as well. So it's just like a special promotion I'm doing, and people are taking advantage of it. People are signing up because obviously obviously it's like, yeah, a crazy deal. And in 3 days that offer goes away, and I'm not doing it again. So if you're thinking of like buying multiple courses, then just sign up for the tier. It'll cost you a fraction of the price. Instead of like spending the full price for the courses, just sign up for the expert tier right now while it's still there, because in 3 days that goes away and the courses just go back to not being free. So it's like 22 grand in courses for a quarter of the price, or a third of the price, or whatever it is. And then you still get all the other stuff too. That's just the free bonuses. That's not even including the rest of the patron stuff that you get. Just to clear that up for everybody. Yeah, Doge. Saw this last night in the breakout, and then I was like, oh, cool. Doge is breaking out. Simply would have just broken its daily right there. Held its range, broke its daily, moves up. Yeah, that's like, people are saying Doge is going to like $1. I don't I don't think there's anything that will bring Doge to $1. I just, that's crazy. $1 Doge, I'd be amazed to see 3 cents. No, not really. I mean, we're close to 3 cents. It's fine, but like, imagine $1 Doge. Like, this is a 10x right here at 3, you know, like this is, or you know, from the bottom of its move, I guess, down here, what is this, like a 10x already? 1000x right here, pretty close. So yeah, I'd be surprised. And somebody said gold. Let's quickly check out gold. Do we want to go XAU ticker? Let's just go. Yeah, you know what? XAU. That's perfectly fine. What did we do before? Did we do gold money? TSX? I can't remember what we did. No, we just did gold, I believe, like this. You know what? I have this on my notes, what we actually charted for gold. I'll bring up the list, and that way it's not me guessing. Should have my list up anyways. What is CT1, by the way? I'm looking at this. Oh, cotton futures, right? I didn't write down the gold ticker that we did. Are you kidding me? Oh, we didn't do gold. I said I was going to do gold off screen. That's right. Okay, that's fine. We can just go XAU USD then. XAU USD. That's perfectly fine. I don't think there's anything to see with gold. Order blocks and trading smart money, useless, pointless, garbage. Silver trying to break out. I saw that. We did chart silver. We have a few targets on silver that we're looking for short or long entries on. Nothing yet. We're not there yet. Not there yet. Possible short at 32,720, 730, sorry. 32,730 possible short. This is GME. Everybody in Discord still talking about GME. Let's check GME. 83% up, 24% down. And AMC is another one people are starting to talk about. Yeah, I hope AMC burns to the ground. I was watching Twitch last night for a few minutes, and a few people that I watch were talking about how they went all in on AMC when it was at like $15, and I was just sitting there like in shock. I was like, you guys are so crazy. You guys are so insane. Like, imagine taking that much risk on a trade after it's moved up like 1,000% and wanting to be, or whatever, at 900%. Imagine something goes up 900% and you're like, oh, this is just the beginning. It's so crazy. Trading in the Zone. It's a good book, but it's lacking a lot for sure. There's no other books I'd recommend. Lucas. I think I might check Ripple just out of curiosity. Because Ripple had that big dump, didn't it? Yeah, Ripple had a big dump. What did we chart? The futures chart? XRP, USDT perp? Is this what we were looking at? Probably the perpetuals chart. I don't really do anything else. Yeah, Ripple's still dying. Well, I don't know about dying. A lot of people have no idea what they're doing. It's a mania. Yeah, it's so crazy, man. It's so crazy. It's so crazy that people trust their financial future on these things. Like when I see people saying like all in life savings AMC at like $15, I'm just like, man, it's why I need to do what I do, because there's a lot of people out there who need saving. You know what I mean? Like it's just like, yeah, it's crazy that people will just put their life savings onto these things at the idea of being rich overnight, and it's just like so nuts. It's like it's such a simple ideology. It's like educate and teach yourself how to become rich. Like it's just such a simple ideology. People just refuse to do what it takes to get there. They just have this unrealistic stance on it where they think it's just so simple, and it's like, well, you know, imagine a field where you can make more than an athlete or a professional actor. Imagine a field where you make more than Leonardo DiCaprio, for Christ's sakes. He's like the best actor in the world. Imagine a field where you can make more than him in 2 years than he has in a lifetime, or even in 1 year or 6 months. And then people just think it's like, oh, so easy, just click a few buttons and, oh, we'll just, use this indicator, or we'll just do this. It's just crazy to me that people think that it could be that simple, and that they're like the first amongst all of mankind to have stumbled along this hidden secret. That's like, it's just such crazy thinking to me. But hey, man, it is what it is. That's why my channel needs to grow, because people need to because people need to understand and learn more. From personal experience, order blocks work? No, they're useless. They're garbage. Order blocks are complete trash. A guy posted he bought 700K worth of G. It's so crazy, man. It's so crazy. I just can't believe that people fall for that. It's like, yeah, it's crazy. It's why my channel needs to grow, so the world can be educated on the way this stuff really works and what's going on out there. Yeah, XRP. What is there to say about XRP? Not much. Like it's trying to start a move right now. Like might be a good time to buy XRP. I won't say that. Like I wouldn't personally take a position on it. Like you're just simply looking at a few trends, and this is just very like dummy. Like this is not where you would buy. This is just a trend to have on your chart. This is by no means a spot where you would buy. This is not the trend to buy. But when it breaks this, it will, be in a bit of a larger move back up to retest its range. So really the trick here is to try to understand and find where the right balance of buying right now between, is it still in distribution? It's going to go after a lower range, which could possibly be even something down here. Like you could see, 15 cent or 20 cent or whatever. What is this? 15 cents, I guess, on Ripple. Is that what it's worth? 15 cents? Yeah, because like up here would be $1, right? Yeah, 15 cents. So you could go and like try to buy 15-cent Ripple. Like this is not like where you buy. It's not this trend. This is just like, okay, you should be in. This should be it's something I talk about in Butterfly Effect. It's something completely different for the trade. Really, the balance here on Ripple is to try to understand where to buy when it enters accumulation that can break the current trend that it's in against the bigger move, obviously, right? That doesn't work like that, Wildlands. Not for president. Let's go, dude. You try to dot? No. Everything about the lawsuit and all in the media, just manipulation. I think you just have to kind of open your mind, MVM, and think of like hedge funds are like multi-billion-dollar enterprises or multi-million-dollar enterprises. They're not fooled and, you know, the wool's pulled over their eyes by a few people on a Reddit page. Like, it's just, I think you just have to open your eyes and your mind a little bit and don't follow all the media hype. Hedge funds don't become hedge funds by luck. They become hedge funds because they have extremely talented traders. Well, actually, you know what? That's not true. Some hedge funds become hedge funds because of luck. That's not completely true to say like, oh, all hedge funds have elite top level traders. A lot of them do, but then, you know, a lot of it too is just some do get funded, but those aren't anybody serious or real, right? Like, don't think that companies worth billions of dollars are just fooled by a few Redditors. Like, that doesn't work like that. The amount of money they have is just infinite. So I would just say don't believe everything you hear. It would, like, in order to F over a hedge fund, you guys realize how much money you'd have to have in order to do that, especially like derivatives wise. It would just be like crazy. I don't think it's that, Wildlands. Like, a massive reform as a do-over. I don't think it's that. I think that's like a conspiracy theory too far down that. I simply just think there's people like me out there who are hidden in dark rooms who are, you know, telling these hedge funds what to do. Oh, the lawsuit with XRP. I don't know. I don't know if that's BS. I don't follow the news too much, so I have no idea what it's about. I just look at the chart. All I know is I would not have been buying XRP up here. Rather, it makes sense that it goes short. Like, if you look at XRP USD, I'm sure there's a level it hit. XRP USDT, I'm sure there's, yeah, like, isn't just this the top of the range right here? And then it just ladders off the top of its range. So I don't know all this stuff about a lawsuit breaks XRP's price, but like, this thing already moved up 600% and it tested its range and then it had a pullback and it's still laddering long-term up. So yeah, I mean, so does it reach here in the future? I guess. I don't know all that jazz about a lawsuit. All I know is I wouldn't have been buying up here. So that doesn't make sense. You would have been selling here. So yeah. It was under a mil at the start of the week. Tinfoil hat, yeah. The only way to set a stop loss on leverage is set an equal dollar position in the opposite direction. People are buying Dogecoin at 2 cents. Yeah, let them. I mean, people will learn their lesson on this stuff. Like, anybody buying Dogecoin like above this price is out of their mind. Above like this price right here is out of their mind. Above a cent, you're out of your mind to be buying this. You know, honestly, guys, in my opinion, on Dogecoin, anything over this price right here, you are out of your mind. Anything over like, what is this, a third of a cent, a fourth of a cent? Anything over a fourth of a cent, you're out of your mind. Like, this is crazy. Why would you do that when it was at like a tenth of a cent down here? Like, why are people, why? Like, why would you do that? It's just great. Okay, well, whatever. Let them do what they want. Morning, Cotton. Morning, man. Litecoin? Nah, forget Litecoin, dude. Expert annual tier. They halted it. You can't move it at all. Oh man, that sucks. Transfer it to a different exchange, maybe. I don't get too much into teaching the TA on stream, Anthony. Yeah, to buy Doge anywhere above like dissect this move a little bit and talk about why it wouldn't make sense. Very simply, you have a lower time frame trend right here in the move, which you can find is right here on the move that supports it off of this, right? So you've got a very low time frame trend happening on this move. You would have had multiple points where this thing breaks down, like here to retest, and some of these different things. And if you were looking at Dogecoin, you would have been looking at this before Bitcoin pumped. You wouldn't be buying this mid pump during Bitcoin's like possible pullback. I don't see why you'd ever be buying Doge during a possible pullback. You would have been buying on this trend right here. Even before that, like you could have been even buying on this trend, and this trend breaks down, which is fine. This trend can break down, which it does right here, and then it holds its range. And you could have even been buying on this trend, and you can see the trend is held right here. And that's again, it breaks down its range and it just goes and back tests the lower range, which is perfectly fine. Again, this is all normal parts of a move, but you could have been buying any one of these accumulation cycles, back testing ranges, and that would have been smart. Even if you were like trying to justify a buy up here at like 2827 and it breaks down, feels bad, man, but like it holds its range. So what is the difference? Like if you had no stop loss, and then so fine, you're like right here afterwards, and then it breaks that trend down, and then you're right here, and it simply just holds its trend. So like eventually the move just stabilizes off its range, but you could have been really just buying Doge when it's an accumulation on any one of these trend touches. There would have been no reason to wait till it's broken out to buy it. Like if you really want to buy Dogecoin there, like it's very simple. And you could just go buy the bigger range test, which is right here, right? This is the bigger range test. That's where your trend breaks and it tests back the range. Possibly it's actually a little, no, I was right. Damn, look at that. I picked the right daily candle. Sick. It's this one right here, but I picked the right one. So you could have been buying any part of this range test, which includes any buys from here to here. So you can even just mark these two. So like any one of these areas, smart buy on Dogecoin, right? Like any one of these areas is a smart buy on Dogecoin. You're back testing the daily range, you're breaking trend, seeing if you can hold it to continue to create a bigger trend, right? Because the move is at this point in the move is simply just not stabilized yet. It's just not there. It's having these huge moves up, and so you've got long sellers already selling their 300% and 400% gains and trying to re-enter positions. But positions were already taken on Dogecoin by good traders. Like back here, even in these ranges, like for weeks on end, it sat in accumulation back here in March, and then for weeks on end, it sat in accumulation here. And your main traders already took their 100% here, 200%, 100% there, 200% here, possibly even like the best of us, 300% or whatever this is. And then you could have simply just said, oh, look, these are weekly candles, guys. Like, oh, it's back testing the range and it's holding it. So let's just create our trend, right? Let's create our trend. And on the lower time frame, if this can continue to hold and it can hold its range, then you're golden. And this is where your trade exists. It doesn't exist any moment past this. So fine, it goes here and then trend adjust to here. So fine, as long as you're not losing this trend, you're good. And then back test it again, right? So now you're simply here, you're still holding the range. You're still holding the range. Like you're still holding this. And it just flies up after this, I'm assuming. So anybody buying Dogecoin now is just out of their mind, because there's no point in buying it now. It's like buying, basically might as well be buying GME. The move already happened. People already sold. Anybody buying now is just like kind of suckers who are late to the party. You wouldn't be buying Dogecoin anywhere past any of this. If it continues to moonshot, fine, let it moonshot. That's not the point. It can moonshot all it wants. But to buy right now to take that risk is ridiculous. Like, what are you even making on this? Say you bought down here. What do you even make on this? 90% for all of that risk? You know how fast you can lose like 90% on this? This is just a one-to-one, like not smart trade at all. You would have been buying, even if you bought the second range before this thing broke out and created its breakout trend, which by the way is like this right here, right? Test trend, breaks over top, back test it. Even if you bought the back test of this trend, I'd be okay with that. But anything past this stuff is just like, you might as well be walking the plank on a sailboat. And then here's where your real profits are. Or even if you were even better, then your real profits are down at the range right here. Because this is actually where the trade would have existed, not from here. You can't measure it from back here because this trade already executed. That's the trade right there. You have to measure it from where the move is holding. Unless you have some really, really stubborn traders who are just like, oh, I'm playing it from the very bottom to the very top, which that doesn't make sense because there's less profits there. Can't even measure to the top of this thing. So this is the real trade. So to take all that risk for anything else is just silly. Silly. No thoughts on other traders, dude. had another dream of chart last night. I'm going crazy. Austin, thanks first off, man. Thanks for the 10. Yeah, I think you are going crazy at this point, but I've been there, so. Oh, you've dreamt about me before? Jesus. When you start thinking about charts in your sleep, you know you're starting Cotton's courses. Yeah, WD is 100% right. He knows the grind. You're chilling with Cotton and the fam? Dude, nice. Thanks very much for the great content, professional, and it works. FOT is great so far. You're welcome, dude. And you select the expert tier with annual payment as a recap. It shows the full yearly price per month. No big deal. Small typo. Hey, wait, what? It shows the full yearly price per month. Small typo, but hey, always strive for perfection. So that's on Patron's end, not my end. You briefly explain why order blocks are bad. They don't work. Take a look at top sticker. What is tops? They just don't work, dude. Top ship? What is this? Interesting. I'll definitely take a look at this. What is, oh, LRC is loop ring, isn't it? I will definitely get back to tops in a second. Loop ring. My advice, I don't know, man. I don't really have any advice. My advice would have been to not buy when it's like what we just did on Doge. Don't buy when it's like moving up, buy in the bottom of ranges. Tops. So are we looking at Top Systems or Top Ships Inc? It's probably the same thing. I'm gonna go with tops on the NAS. Made my first ever net profit on a trade after watching your beginner's course twice. Thanks so much for your work. You're welcome, man. That's awesome, Callum. Keep it up. Keep pushing and striving forward and taking more courses, man. That's crazy good. Top ships. So let's make sure. Yep. Okay, we're on the right one. On the NYSE. Okay. Before we get into this, dude, Austin, thank you again. Can't say it enough, man. Thanks again. Yeah, I mean, this broke trend. I can see it on my screen already, a broke trend. So what's the play on tops? Well, if it broke trend, the buy was right here at $1.78. So or $1.30. So in hindsight, how much is it already up is like the first thing I would say. 59 to the high, it's pulling back. So where can it pull back to? I mean, it's already back testing its move on this. So if this is going to hold, I would try to snipe. I'm putting this on my list, by the way. This is a crazy cool chart. I love this. I'm putting this on my list. If you were going to try to buy tops here, I think you have to see if it can hold trend first. I think this is the smart play on tops. If it breaks out, it breaks out. You already missed your opportunity anyway, because you know what? Your first trade was actually right here. So if this breaks out, you've already missed it anyway. So you've already missed the first part of this trade. And if you're in this trade and you're holding this trade, you're hoping it doesn't backtest trend. So there's two sides to this trade. You're hoping it doesn't backtest trend on one side because you're already either in the trade, or you're hoping it does backtest trend on the other side because you actually missed the trade. Where we're starting, obviously we're hoping it backtest trend, or at least this level down here at 130. So there's something here at 130 that could definitely be a contender for a buy based on how it hits. Now, I think you would want to diminish risk even more by going for like $1.26, because then you have to start thinking about, okay, if I buy at $1.30, how much can I lose to trend if it tests trend? And then if it tests trend and breaks trend, but then comes back over, right? Like, so you can lose 10% here. That's a lot of risk. I don't like taking any risk at all. I try to diminish it as much as possible. And then further, you could go and back test the base of the range, which is 20% down. So you also don't want to be in this scenario where you're like, oh, bought something, it's down 20%. So buying right now is never right. If it goes up, and you already missed the trade anyway, based on the first breakout. But to buy the second layer of this thing, you have to kind of wait to see how this reacts to trends and levels down here. I suppose ultimately the best spot you can buy, which would be like, I don't even know if it's going to hit, would be trend. I want to say trend, but it can also actually pull back down to like $1.10. You can actually pull back all the way down to like $1.10 here. It can pull back to like $1.08. So you have to kind of just watch it as it plays out and understand how moves develop and some of these higher level concepts of why these things do what they do in the moment. But yeah, really on tops, I wouldn't be looking to pick up right now. Like I said, if it goes up, you already missed the trade anyway. So where are you like? While this may look like a great opportunity pre-breakout, to me this looks like FOMO, because you simply missed the first part of the trade, which was right here. So if you were buying this, then you should have already been buying at like $1.40. But $1.40 represents like the already breakout, which you should have actually been buying down at like $1.16. So there's no harm if you bought the breakout here and you're still up, but then when it loses its move, it's going to backtest. So then you would just get out when you lose its move. So yeah, I would just simply wait till it tests back its range to see if it can hold. That's how I would play this. Yes, MVM. If you join a tier, yes. Unless you're subscribing for annual. Annual memberships are once a year. Good for scalps? I don't know. I don't think you should ever justify trades based on trends alone. I don't know. Wildlands, too much fundamental stuff for me. My brain hurts reading that comment. I don't do anything with the news. It's hard to put stop losses if it gaps down. Gap don't like there is no real gaps aren't hard to trade. So gaps is what they used to call windows. Gaps are just the gaps are just the representation of what one price is to the next moment, right? Like I rarely see gaps in charts, and let me define rarely. When I see gaps that break moves, I rarely, somebody give me an example of a chart with a gap in it. I rarely, and by rarely I mean like 1 in 250, maybe 1 in 500 charts that have gaps that completely break moves. I rarely can't justify them. Actually, I can never not justify them. I can always justify them. I can rarely, how do I say this? There's about 1 in 500 charts with a gap on it that actually doesn't make sense. And it's like, oh, how was I supposed to trade this? It's already breaking its move or lost a move. You have to think of a gap, or they used to call them windows in charts. I just know them by windows because that's what they, back in whatever newspaper days in the 40s, 50s, 60s, they used to call them windows, and then they changed it to gaps. And I think of gaps as something completely different. So I call them, I just refer to them as windows. So if I say windows, you guys mean gaps. We're talking about the same thing. I rarely see like a window in the market where you would have been in a trade that would have made sense. That's like, oh, I'm in this trade and I just lost my shirt because of the gap. You would have already been in the move, out of the move. It's so rare for me to see a window in a move where it's like, oh, wow, this caught me off by guard or off my guard. Plug on the daily has a ton. We'll just pick one. I don't know. Plug power, sure. On the daily has a ton. Well, it's going to have a ton because it's only traded on the weekends, right? Or sorry, it's not only traded on the weekends. It's let's find a. Every chart is going to have a gap on the daily because the stock markets are closed for the weekend. So back on your Monday ticker or whatever, it's going to have that all the time, and it has tons on the daily. So looks like there's a gap here. So we can use this one, for example. This like I don't know why this. So how would this gap have wrecked somebody? So supposedly saying you're in a short, so this gap would wreck you. Well, here's your trend. So why are you in a short if trend is breaking? Right. So if that is indeed a gap, like is there a bigger gap that we can find, guys? Something with like, oh, this thing just lost like 20% of its price. Like, is there like a bigger gap here? Like, here's one right here. If your trend broke, why would you be in a short anyways? Your trend broke. Oh, the market gapped. Market didn't gap. Trend broke, and the price got reflected on the next open. It doesn't. There's no like hidden anything here. We've got to be able to find one that's got a bigger gap. Like I know there's a lot of stock traders in here. Where's some bigger gaps? Let's find a bigger one to do. Like, is there anything here on the daily? There's got to be something somewhere, right? So like gaps in stocks are just like complete fallacy of like, oh, I can't trade stocks because of gaps. Well, if you can't trade stocks, it's because you're not seeing the right moves, not because of the gaps, because gaps just represent the next price. Imagine Bitcoin being right now at 31,913 and Bitcoin's trading got halted for an hour, and then the next minute it opens price at whatever time. It would be the same thing. It's just the next 1 minute candle or 10 minute candle or 15 or whatever. It's just the next candle on the time frame that opens. TSLA tends to break trends with gaps. TSLA. You're probably not seeing like, okay, let's find a gap on TSLA. It's probably just going to be on the daily. I don't think there's, sometimes you'll see them on the weekly where it's like, okay, it happens over the weekend, but okay, so nothing crazy here on the weekly. Here's a gap right here. Here, let's just do this first one on the screen. Gap right here, right? Okay. Here's your trend right here. Here's your range that needs to hold right here. Right? It's already laddered the move from here, from here to here to here to here to here. If it continues holding this range, you're simply going to have this trend that's going to break the move, right? Because the move's already been laddering. So you're simply going to have this trend break the move. Right here. It'd actually be right here, to be fair. It would actually be even further in time frame. Is this a weekly? Yeah, it would actually be even further in time frame. So it would actually be down here to right there, which on the daily you'd have to rework. So then you would be on the daily time frame. So that's the weekly, which is fine. Then you'd be on the daily right here, which would actually not even be a daily. It would be a 4-hour from the range prior right here. And then if you walk through this trend, you would at first be right here. So we can even just get rid of this one. We don't need this one. You walk through this trend, you'd be first right here. Then you would be simply right here. So as long as it can hold this trend through the range, it's going to pop. So let's go back to the daily chart. Because is there any reason why a gap would have made you lose money if you understand the technical analysis? Broke trend. So why would you ever enter short here? Like your contract, you'd be getting out of contracts from up here, right here, if it did break trend, and that causes the pump anyways. So then you have contracts, active contracts closing and expiring, which actually just activates the pump. So why would you, like, in what world would people lose money on this trade where Tesla is right here? It's holding its range. Like this is the big moment right here. It has to hold this range. So even if you go to like a 4-hour chart, it has to hold this range, right? So as soon as it holds this range and gets back over it, it's gone. The move is gone, and then the trend is broken. So this has nothing to do with like windows in the markets or gaps, right? Imagine, okay, so and this is another way I can explain it to you guys. Okay, so November 16th, right? You see the timestamp at the bottom, 10:30, right? To 6:30, November 17th, right? So this is 20 hours later. If you were to break down 20 hours of movement in a chart, you would be at the same time or whatever yesterday. So let's just go back to this 10:30 to 6:30, right? One day later. So what are we on? 20 hours. So that's 4, 8, 12, 16, 25 candles. Sorry, coffee brain, guys. I got to count on my fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Equally, you'd have like 5 candles of movement. So once this move is already holding, imagine if 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more candles are already holding, people would already be buying the breakout because the range is holding. So it's very easy to see because you have like a 4-hour period here that's assumingly not active. So then it's the same as here. If it's already holding the range and it's already holding its trend, you just simply move up over trend as to what would have been the next 4-hour candles or day of movement. Like this is the thing about windows and markets, is that they just still follow the TA. There's no difference. So it's very, very straightforward. So if you got wrecked on this position in a short, well, you shouldn't have been in a short just on the basic theorem that, hey, look, this thing has laddered from here to here to here to here to here to here to here. So from August 10th to November 16th, November 23rd, 16th, whatever, November 16th, from August 10th to November 16th, this thing has been laddering. So how in the world, if this thing has been laddering, how many months is that? August, September, October, November. So if this thing has been laddering for 4 months, where does a short contract exist in this that you would have gotten wrecked on if you're laddering for 4 months straight? If you're laddering a move for 4 months straight and you're about to break a trend off a held range, where would any short in the world exist that you would actually lose money on? Like, where would you guys enter short here that you're losing money on it? So this is what I mean about windows in the markets. Like, show me a trade that you lost money on that it actually didn't make sense and the gap wrecked you. If you are shorting something that's been laddering for 4 months straight, holding a range, about to break its accumulation trend inside of its current move, you probably deserve to lose the money. Well, you don't deserve to lose the money. Nobody deserves to lose money. It's a learning experience, right? You deserve to lose the money if you're using indicators. There you go. If you're using the indicators, yeah, maybe then you deserve it. But otherwise, if you're just following like logical flow of charts, then there's no reason here why anybody should have lost money on a gap. So there's no like, oh, stock markets and gaps make it impossible to trade. It's just how much can you see, right? How much can you see is like the question I pose to you. And then you simply have the gap in the market, and it was already showing you what was happening on the chart. There's no magic here. Like all of these trends, even like this one, it shows you exactly what's happening on the chart. This is your trend here. And how often do I do this on the chart where I pin it to the first point that I see because I know that's a trend and it's perfectly accurate, and then it breaks down its move, makes its next trend, yada yada, story's over. So yeah, windows don't make sense. Well, I mean, if some people are going to be if some people are going to be worried about windows, you need to educate further, deeper, see what's really happening in the moves. So I hope that helps you guys clear it up a bit. Like windows and gaps, they don't do anything to the markets. Better get at it right away. Finish the beginner, advanced FOT. Would be nice to hang out more, but the grind is calling me. Yeah, man, get to the grind. I don't feel anything about Dogecoin. So I think people who tend to say that gaps in the markets are hard to trade just simply don't understand the deeper part of the chart that's happening, because it's pretty straightforward. Like it's pretty straightforward on TSLA there, and that's Tesla. It's not like Tesla's subject to market manipulation, right? Like these are major stocks. It happens on every stock. There's just always, always that moment. Okay, I'm getting coffee. And after that, we are going to go back and dissect what happened in Bitcoin since we looked at it yesterday, right? We're going to talk about the trade, what happened, and we are then going to break down maybe what's happening today with it. 8 o'clock? Yeah, okay, be right back. Okay. So we were supposed to have the new video released today. I was editing it all night long. Not quite ready. It'll be ready tomorrow though, for sure. Going to attempt to have 2 trading live videos come out back to back, either Friday, Saturday, or Saturday, Sunday, or Friday. Yeah, Friday, Saturday. It's a big task. I probably am going to say Friday, Sunday if I can make it, but there's a new trading life video supposed to come out today. But again, I'm editing it like crazy, so it's a long job. Audio engineering, video engineering. It's I like my videos to look good, so yeah, yeah, it's a good amount of work that goes into it. So it was supposed to be out today. It's going to be out tomorrow. Okay, let's look at Bitcoin. So yesterday we were here. It hit our target for anybody that was in this trade. I know there's a few people in chat who took this trade, so that's great. You guys got filled at 380 or whatever you got filled. And during the stream, I said that if I was going to take profits, it would have been at 4% on this move, so like a $10,000 profit. So it would have been in and around here, and that's actually exactly what happened. So that was kind of perfect. Our first play on this thing would have worked almost picture perfectly. We kind of got the best of it in the morning there. So yeah, about 10K on this trade. It was right around the 4% mark where I said, you know, this thing's going to have a bit of a pullback. So it did, and it held its range. And still holding its range and moving up. That was pretty decent, our little 4% there. Yeah, that represents like 10,000 in profit, so not bad. I think if you're going to short this thing, I don't know if I'd be shorting right now. We see. Let's just take a look for a few minutes and see what's going on with this. I think you can see it reach up to like 39K again. I think Bitcoin can easily reach up to 39K again. And I think that if it does reach up to 39K, that doesn't mean it's necessarily breaking out. I just think there's a possibility that this thing retests if it starts breaking trends. I don't think it's going to retest the top or push an all-time high, although it can. We don't know that yet, if it will or not. But I think it's possible. I definitely think it's within the idea of possibilities that if Bitcoin starts stabilizing one of these moves here, like 39K again is not off the books. Although I wouldn't be longing right now to 39K. There's no way. Damn, still on that hot streak. Yep. Yep. We're doing pretty good so far, John. Nice work. Thanks, AJ. Yeah, I'm redoing the beginners and advanced course as well. I'm remastering them soon, actually. I really want to compress them down into smaller videos and make them easier for people to watch, not hour-long videos. Cold. Man, I haven't seen you in forever. Holy crap. How have you been, man? Cold is one of my old students. I mentored Cold. Yeah, I haven't heard from you in months, man. That's amazing. More than months, like 6 months. But it's good. You break away from the nest and fly, right? Like that's what we train to do. I train you to learn your TA and master it completely, and then fly away and go be successful in life. So this is like the first time I've heard from you in 6 months, man. That's amazing. Cold checking in. Just saw you started daily live shows. Looks like you're having fun. I am. I'm having fun. Still on the grind of teaching. Everyone who learns the TA will do well in life. Changed mine for sure. I can't thank you enough. Mental analysis was my toughest hurdle for sure. It's been almost 9 months. It's been a long time. Time in my world kind of just blends. I don't even like my world just blends with time. So it could be 9 months. It could be a year and a half. It's hard for me to pinpoint. It took almost a year to break the mental analysis. Dude, that is so incredible. I'm so proud of you, man. And I'm so happy. Yeah, me and Cold, again, like I said, for everybody catching up, a really nice moment for me because, you know, Cold and me, we worked together very hard, and he was an extremely good trader. Before he came into mentorship, and then after mentorship, he was just like on another level. Cold, I don't do mentorship anymore, by the way. It's just like, okay, so because Cold hasn't been here in so long, I'm going to give him a bit of an update. Mentorship is way too time consuming on me, as you know, because you've been in it, how time consuming it is. And teaching people is, although it's fruitful financially, it's just, it takes up too much of my time. So I actually stopped mentorship. You were one of the, you will have been one of the last people I have ever mentored, if not in the group of 3 or 4 or whatever it was that I mentored, 5. You will have been in the final group of people that I ever mentored in my life. No, were you in the final group? Yeah, I believe you were. Yep. So you will have been one of the last people I ever mentored in my life. So I'm very happy to see that you are just flying mad, because that means I did good. GME's hitting all the circuit breakers on the downside now. Oh my god. Mentorship was like going through university again. I'm just so proud of you, dude. I'm just like a proud dad. I'm just so proud of you, man. It's really, really a good payoff for me. Thank you so much, dude, for letting me know what's been happening with you. I don't do mentorship anymore. What I do instead is I have patron contests that I do. So on Patreon, you can win a spot with me, but it's not like mentorship like what me and Cold did. Me and Cold were working together for like 8 to 10 hours a week, every single week, charting, going through deep lessons. It was like insane. And we were working together for 10 hours, and then he had work to do after, and I had to review his work after. Like, it's just this partnership that I create with my students, right? So I don't do that kind of one-on-one mentoring anymore. Instead, now what I do is I have contests on Patreon every month, and they get one mentorship lesson with me per month, which is whoever wins the contest. Then I have one person that I award the mentorship spot to. So for anybody interested in mentorship, you can still win it only. There's no like paying for it anymore. I don't do that anymore. It's just join Patreon, be a part of the community, do hard work, and if I recognize it and you win the monthly contest, then I do like one mentorship session, which I now make, instead of it being multiple lessons throughout a month, I do one like super mentorship lesson where I've created this new program where I compress it, and it doesn't kill my time. I don't spend 80 hours a month doing mentorship, or actually it was more. It was probably like closer up to 150 hours a month doing mentorship, if not more. No, because it was more than 40 hours a week. It was about 60 to 70 hours a week, so 6 to 12 weeks. Over 200 hours a week I used to spend on mentorship a month. Jesus, over 200 hours a month I used to spend on mentorship with people. Now it's one massive, super compressed 4-hour version. Had him writing papers. Yep. I'm just so happy to see you, man. I'm so happy to see that you're doing well too. That's like, I'll always wonder in the back of my head, man, how's Cole doing? That's just like incredible, man. University. Yeah, it's a hard thing to do mentorship with me. I definitely put people to the test. GME is just like dying right now. But this is often what happens with people who take my mentorship. I see them, and then all of a sudden one day they just disappear, which is not like a bad disappear. It's good. It means that it's like, okay, I've raised you well. I've done my job. Go and fly without me. Take the crutches off. Go and fly. So this is like obviously what I see all the time. I see people who they take my mentorship program and then they disappear, which is a good thing because they have to go and see if they can make it on their own without my assistance, right? And so this is very normal and common, and it's great when people check back in. You're done trading for the day? That's awesome, dude. Putting up a new fence. I bought a new house recently. I have a video of my new house, not of the new house, but my new house is in it, called The Life of a Day Trader. You should check it out. It's you'll see my new place there. Condensed information upload. Yep, exactly. Yeah, so this is what I was saying earlier about like GME is, why are people taking the risk on this thing? Like why would you ever, like, the trade is over, right? Like this is what we talked about just a little while ago. The trade is over. It has happened. It's done. It's gone. Why take the risk here? Like, imagine buying GME, right? So really where GME dies is when it loses this range right here. So when this happens here, it's like the final pump is coming. So that's fine. When this happens, the final pump is coming. So even if you manage to buy down here, you would already be down 43%, and you're like, oh, when's the next wave coming? Imagine buying at like $400. Imagine thinking it's breaking out of its current range, which, by the way, what's not. This happens before the range break, so you're simply going to backtest the move. It's like one final pump. Imagine buying at the range break, and you're like, oh man, this is so good. GME, we're riding it to the moon. Okay, you know what? There we go. And you're up 20%, and you're thinking, oh man, this is it, the breakout, the next wave, the next 500% to be made. All of a sudden, you're down, 60%. So there's people who put their life savings and stuff like this, and it's just like, wow, you're crazy. So this is what I mean about this is just like why. And Doge dying too. Same thing. People on buying at 2 cents on Doge. You just talked about this. Like, why would anybody ever buy 2 cent Doge? People on some crypto Reddit or something are buying 2 cent Doge, and it's like, are you guys crazy? Even if this thing pumps past 2 cents, even if this thing goes to 5 cents, and you're sitting here saying, oh, I was such a smart buy at 2 cents. No, let it backtest the range. You could have got so much more and just reduced all the risk. Like, what's the point, right? Same thing. It's not illegal, dude. They can do what they want. It's their exchange. Yeah, dude, it's not illegal. Robinhood can halt any trading they want. Why would it be illegal? It's their exchange. It's their money. It's their judgment call. If they think they're protecting investors, yeah, that's like what John said. They halted it. It's fair to protect investors. If they think that there's some type of market manipulation happening, or if they feel that there's some type of unruly conduct going on, or they need to protect investors and larger clients, they have all the rights to do so. They're not protecting the hedge funds, dude. You got to open the blinds, man. Your room is too dark. You got to open the blinds and see outside. They're not protecting hedge funds. Taxes if you trade anywhere in the world, Edwin. No matter where you're trading, you're going to pay taxes on crypto. Yeah, Freddie, you got to open those blinds up, man. Who do you think orchestrates these moves? Do you think it's shitty little subreddits, or do you think it's the hedge funds worth billions of dollars themselves? Open your mind to other possibilities, brother. Let's go back to Bitcoin. You're reading what they want you to read, Freddie. Yeah. I'll just say, Freddie, that I think you should look past the news, man. What would you recommend as a low time frame move? I mean, everything down to the 1 minute, right? I think you're on the wrong channel, Freddie. Agreed. It's heating up, yeah. Getting spicy in here. What to do on Bitcoin? What to do? I mean, I would simply wait. The hammer, yeah. You're getting better with marking out the trades, or marking the levels. You just don't take any trades. That's okay, man. It's okay to do that kind of accuracy check to yourself. Trades will always be there. The next day, the day after that, the week, the year, the month. The trades will always be there, man. You're never gonna come to like a shortage of trading. I wouldn't worry about missing moves. You could literally miss the next 1,000 moves, and then the 1,000 following thereafter are just going to be the same thing. Just rinse, repeat all day long. There's no books, AK, that really helped me. I read a lot of books and they were all useless. It was just like every time I read a book, it was just another shackle on my wrists. It was just one more set of handcuffs to take off. All the books that I read were just complete nonsense. I read a lot of books. Like, I read a lot of books. probably 50 when I first started, and every single book was just, what am I reading? What is this pollution to my mind? It was just all kind of crap. GME. Yeah, I mean, GME had a very straightforward breakout. Like, this was like beyond straightforward. Like, we've done this multiple times. GME was like beyond straightforward. There is no like magic here. This attacks the range, this breaks the cycle. Like, this is very straightforward, GME. It's just like every chart I ever look at ever. It's very straightforward. No way to tell the top. Yeah, I mean, I won't comment on that. All I'm going to say is the move was very easy to see from the start. There was no like hidden, oh, this group pumped it. It was, it's been there for a long time. The move has been there for months on end. It didn't just happen overnight like some kind of magical moment. Trading in the Zone is okay. I think Trading in the Zone is a good book to open your mind to the idea that mental analysis is good in the field of day trading, but as a whole, I don't think it really does too much for you. The RTM was a good trade for you? You bought on January 8th? Yeah, I would say that's a good trade. However much you made on it, yeah, I would say that's a good trade. Too many trolls. I mean, people just tune in and they just see me do one chart. It's, you know, up to them if they want to be here or not. I don't really care. Oh, CTRM. Did I mistype it? CTRM? I think I typed CRTM, CTRM. You bought on January 8th. Yeah, even better. Not bad, man. I am still waiting for the banks to set my corporate account up. Yes, that's why we're not taking any trades. Still waiting day by day. Thanks for the mental analysis video. It was great. I think so, Lewis. I'm not 100% sure yet, but possibly. I taught myself Tibor. I kind of reverse engineered everything on my own. I didn't have any mentors. No, there's no single human being in this world who could take any credit for anything that I know. I locked myself in a room for over a decade learning this stuff on my own. When I first started, I read a few books, like, well, a few, like a decent amount. It was all crap, and I knew I was on my own from that point. So yeah, there's not a single person in the world who's taught me anything about trading. This is 100% my own like proprietary knowledge. Not a single person, not a single book, nothing. Not influence, nothing. It's 100% on my own. Caster Maritime? CRTM Caster Maritime. CTRM. Yeah, so that's the one we just checked afterwards. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's no trades to take on Bitcoin right now. It's in between two moves. People come in here. What do they want me to be like? Other streamers and be going through Ripple and this and that and this and that? That's just fake news, man. That's like, if you're trading all these coins, go nuts to do it. I'll make my 10K a day trading Bitcoin. I don't need to chart anything else. So yeah, I mean, my accuracy has been what, 100% so far for 2 weeks straight. Followed every single move. People would have made like, if they're trading like with 100x, then what, they would have made like close to 200K by now over the past like what, 13 14 days or something. So yeah, people can come in here and complain, oh, you chart too much in the past. There's nothing left to do. You don't need to chart a million charts and a million coins. If you're first learning, go and do that, but you know, I mean, we marked this out perfectly. There was our $10,000 trade yesterday. We marked out every single move in this thing so far. Like, we do it live before it hits. So yeah, people come in and they're just like, oh, too much in the past. Like, what am I supposed to do? Force Bitcoin to move? I'm also still waiting for my corporate accounting to get set up. So I'm not trading other markets right now, Forex, stocks, commodities. Waiting till that's set up. AMC, I already took a look at AMC. Is it still dumping? Yeah, it's still dumping. No thoughts on it. I'm just still trying to decide if 32,727 is the right short or not. It's already backtested some time frames. So this is the problem here with it. It's already backtesting time frames. It's not really having that much of a pullback off backtesting these time frames right now, which means it's probably going higher. But the problem with it going higher is it means it's breaking some pretty important time frames. So it's kind of in a bit of a gray area right now on Bitcoin to see what's going to happen with these ranges that it's trying to ladder. I suppose the next move on Bitcoin will be to see if it can break the local trend that it's created just off of this move. So the next part of this move would be to see if it can break the local trend. I don't think a short exists anywhere right now. I think if you're shorting, you're already shorting from back here, and that's gone. To open a short now, yes, it may dump down, but the risk is too high. Because if you're doing like 100x trading on this thing, so when I'm talking about trading, guys, let me make this clear for anybody who's watching, who already knows this, who may be new to the channel. I'm only trading 100x with maximum amounts of leverage. So that's $2,500 per trade on 100x, nothing less. So when I'm trading, I have to have the accuracy of getting things to the cent, to the dollar. And sometimes that means taking one trade a day, but that one trade a day will net me $10,000 in profits every day. So that's kind of like my daily income, and what I strive for is like 10K a day when I'm trading. So when I'm analyzing these moves, I'm doing it at the highest level of day trading possible. There's nothing higher than derivatives in trading. In day trading, that's it. Derivatives, 100x derivatives. You could go 125x or even higher, but at that point, it's just a moot point. It's just a higher compounded number because the real game is played at 100x. So when I'm doing this stuff, I have to be accurate to the dollar, sometimes to the cent, which I've prided my entire career off of. Which makes me like one of a kind, obviously, because I don't know any other trader that can, take these trades to the dollar, to the cent, or, so accurate. It's not even funny. So when I'm looking at these trades and I'm analyzing them, I have to take the standpoint that if I'm wrong by even the slightest margin, it can maybe cost me a mortgage payment on my house. It can cost me, half of a mortgage payment, whatever. It can cost me half of a mortgage payment on my house if I'm slightly off by the most minuscule amount. So I take the approach of having like insanely high success rates, and I only need to take the trades that make sense to me. There is nothing else. I don't even know what to do with 10 grand a day. So if I'm making 10 grand a day while I'm trading, it's too much money anyways. But anyways, that's what I put my salary at. So when I am trading, I am only using the utmost accuracy to take these trades. I'm not taking 50, 60, 70 trades a day. I'm not going to go to Ripple and Ethereum. They all follow Bitcoin anyway. So just right off the bat, even if I was going to take 50 trades a day, I would only do it on Bitcoin. I wouldn't do it on Ripple, Ethereum. I wouldn't do it on any of these other coins because simply they all follow Bitcoin anyways. So why would I waste my mind space charting 3 and 4 different coins when I can just master one chart? If they all follow Bitcoin to the T, it doesn't matter. Then I'm going to have to go chart Bitcoin, and then I'm going to have to go chart Ethereum, and I'm going to have to watch Bitcoin's chart to make my decisions on Ethereum while marking out all the information, the same information twice over. So it's just double the work for no additional benefit. It just strains my mind more, which makes me less efficient during my trading hours. So right off the bat, makes no sense. Secondly, I don't need to take 50 trades a day. And if I was taking 50 trades a day, which I used to do when I first started, I would only do it on Bitcoin. And I would do it with spot because or maybe I do it with a lower margin. It depends on my level, I guess, where I was at. I would only do it on spot. Maybe if I was getting better, I'd do 3x or 5x or some increased risk just to make more profits. But I don't need to. I don't take a billion trades. I just take the trades that make sense. And if you sat at your computer all day, you could find 10 of these trades that make sense for big money all day long. If you were doing it my way, you could find 10 of these trades a day. It happens all the time on Bitcoin. I am just taking the most extreme, strongest levels, and that's it. Ever tried trading Forex? Yeah, I have. I've traded Forex, stocks, commodities, T-bar. Actually have, like, if we cycle through, I actually have different scenes already set up for like Forex and commodities and stocks. And like, this is my Forex screen because I do trade Forex, and I'm simply waiting for my new corporate accounting to get set up before I jump back into the stock markets and Forex. So right now, crypto is kind of my go-to, but you know, I also trade commodities. I have a commodity screen, and yeah, this is stuff I all completely do and stay on top of. And I have a list of tickers that I trade every single day. And here's the good old commodity screen. I have a lot of new viewers in here today, so we'll just cycle through and kind of give them the rundown of what we usually do. And the only reason we're not doing this right now is, like I said, I've been waiting for a little while to get my corporate brokerage set up, and yeah, just waiting by the day. Should be done any day now, but you know, again, with COVID and banks, things are a little slow right now, so I'm kind of at the mercy of banks. And here's my stock screen, and then just simply back to crypto. Yeah, I just want people who are new to the channel to realize, like, I'm not trading a million different tickers. I'm not going and charting 50 million different things, because there's just no point. If I was to own a hedge fund, this is how I would run it. At the top, I would be managing every decision, and then I would put people through a training course. Okay, I would create a training course that's like beginner's course, advanced course, mental analysis, followed by future of trading, followed by mental analysis evolved, followed by blueprint, followed by butterfly effect, followed by me training someone personally who I've mentored that would actually be able to go and hand teach some of these people and see where their errors are. So before anybody would even hit my trading floor, if I was to run a hedge fund, before anybody would even be allowed to click a button to take a trade, not only would they have to go through every single course I had and the ones I plan to make in the future, but then they would have to be proven. They would have to prove themselves to one of the people that I've mentored. So like a right hand or whatever, somebody else who I trust very closely. And then I would still watch them and I would let them do that work. And I would make sure that everything is staying in line with, if we were just doing crypto, for example, I would make sure everybody is staying in line within what's possible based on Bitcoin's chart. So if I was to run a hedge fund and I was to trade every single coin in the market every day, I would let other people do those coins for me, and I would watch like a hawk and just make sure that I'm the grandmaster charter of Bitcoin, to make sure nobody's making mistakes and errors, to protect every single penny I own in that company. That's the way I would treat it, right? Like, that's how I'd run it. That is the only way you would see me charting every single coin on the market. I would never chart them all otherwise, because there's no point. There's just no point, guys. We can make like 10K a day just trading Bitcoin. So what's the point? You know what I mean? So you can join the Discord on Patreon. It's oh, caps. Why are we on caps? Keyboard, hello. You can join it on Patreon. Coffee for 2. There's a price to join every month. It's like $25 a month, but it just keeps it. My Discord channel used to be like 5,000 people. I completely chopped it down to a small professional group of people who are like-minded individuals who want to succeed in day trading. Now it's like maybe 100 or 200 people, but it used to be like 5K, and I just chopped the whole thing down. I was just like, no. I will send my resume. Okay, I'll wait for it. 123 Bitcoin Street. That's my address. Better yet, you could just email it to me. So just to kind of give, like, there's a lot of new members in here today. I think like 50% of the members on my metrics here are like brand new members. So just to give people kind of an insight to, you know, what this channel is about and what I do. I teach this stuff at the highest level. I don't go and there's no need for me to go and chart everything. It would almost be disingenuous if I was to do this. It would just be like me filling in time and just kind of being a disingenuous streamer, because I would rather be true to what I do than just go, okay, let's go. Oh man, Ven USDT. Is it Ven or Vet now? I guess it's Vet. Oh, Vet. Let's chart this. Oh, let's mark levels. Let's do this. Let's do all that. I'll never take a trade on this. So why am I even pretending? I don't care what this thing does. I don't care if it's pepperoni coin. Like, I used to trade Vet, however old this chart is. Whenever I use red dotted lines, that's fine. Like, oh man, Vet, and now let's go check. CMT is one, I believe. CMT USDT, maybe Cyber Miles. Yeah, there we go. Oh, let's go chart this one, and it would just be so disingenuous for me to do this, because this is not realistic. Not only for me to make an income like this, it's just not. It's too much risk. It would just almost be like I'm trying to fill time to be this spark of energy, this entertainment factor. I'm not that guy. I'm not going to go and lie to my audience and make them think one thing when I say the opposite, right? I'm not going to go and chart a million things. There's no point. Like I said, not only would it be disingenuous of me, but it would also be inaccurate, and I'd be misleading my students. Like, I do this to teach people. Well, since we're here, This is an easy one to spot right there. Somebody else asked me to do something loop ring LRC. Let's go to more of like a legacy ticker. And by the way, guys, BTC pairings, they still follow USDT as well. So if you think that BTC pairings are unique to this, here you go. Here's a chart from back in 2019. Break over these trends, back hold this range. This chart is as old as bones. I don't know how old this chart is. From whenever these chart, this is October. So what is this, like 16 months old, something like that? This was very simple back then too. Break this final trend here, right? Here's the range. Back test and hold your range. I don't know how long ago I tested. When I did this, loop ring would have been here, but it's all the same, right? Like, break your trend, back test the range. Oh God, I can't sit here and do this with the replayer tool. That's fine. Just pretend we did the replayer tool. Back test the range. Range holds, like always on everything. You need to break out of this move here to start the move, right? So it broke out of this, wherever this was, it needs to get over top of this as the final piece of the range, and then it needs to back test its lowest range, and that's it. And then it has its move. So like even this will this will follow BTC USDT to the T as well. Like you could go find this move on BTC USDT. So yeah, I mean, it's just like, 2 cents for new people who are in here. Like there's no, you want to learn how to be a day trader, you're in the right spot. If you're here for entertainment, well, I hope I'm still entertaining, but you're not going to get that kind of like, I'm going to chart 10 million coins a day. I'll do that across not only crypto markets, because I only trade BTC in crypto markets, but also across Forex, commodities, and stocks when my corporate accounting is set up. And then we'll be doing that kind of, slam dunk approach. But for now, we're chilling until the corporate accounting is set up. And I wouldn't trade Bitcoin like that anyways, guys. I wouldn't be taking 50 trades on Bitcoin a day. There's no point. So once the corporate accounting is set up, then you guys can have that kind of slam dunk experience from me. But until then, we're just chilling out. GME bouncing back by 70%. What is this stock market? It's a magical new market. Subs are growing fast. Yeah, man. It's pretty cool. Thank you, man. This has become my thing since being medically retired from the army. Your content is full. That's so cool, dude. Yeah, join the Discord, man. I'd love to have you in there. Even if it's only the $25 tier, just so you can get access. Just join us, man. There's a lot of good people who are just trying to make this a career in there and helping each other every single day. GME is bouncing. Okay, we're gonna check GME. I don't think it's bouncing. It lost a major level, went all the way down to 115. This is just a scalp in the trade. This is just like a scalp in the trade. Probably hit a level. Yep. It simply just back tested a level. It's just a scalp in the trade. That's it. It may come back up, to whatever, up in these ranges up here. It may come back up to, 250, 270, 300. That's fine. Just looks like a scalp trade to me. Actually, it just looks like if you miss GME and you feel really bad, then maybe you wanted to trade this, but even buying at $110 is insanity. Actual insanity. I would be looking more back down in like the $50 range for this thing. $40 to $50. I'd be looking down in this range if I was going to buy this thing. Maybe you could convince me, and this would be a strong maybe, to buy like $80. Maybe you could convince me, but I don't think you could, because I would probably just tell you you're out of your mind. Stock splits, I don't know what that is. Did you have a look at RNVA yet? Oh, I'll take a look at our RNVA, dude, right now. Max and relax and shooting some b-ball outside of school. Yeah, man. What is it? RNVA? Renova Health. We don't have this on our list, do we? I don't think we have this one, Austin. Let's add it and let's take a list. Or look, let's take a list. Let's take a look. Before we do that, we're going to publish the new Future of Trading video for people, because you know what? I forgot to publish the new video. Let's take 2 minutes and publish the latest video for people. It'll only take me a quick 2 minutes here anyways. But I don't want to miss the 9 AM release. And then 2 new videos coming out in the next couple of days, which is super hype. I love doing new videos. You guys, yeah, okay. Well, spoiler alert. You guys want the name of the new video out of the Trading Life series? It's gonna leave you with a raised eyebrow. So yeah, if I give you guys the name, don't. It's not my fault if you're sitting there wondering for the next day or two. That's on you, not me. You asked for it. Hey, almost done publishing the new FOT. Because as soon as I say the name, everybody's gonna be like, okay, what's going on with this video? Hey, schedule today in 20 minutes. This might be too close. They might not let me schedule in 20 minutes. They should. Let's try. Schedule 20 minutes from now. Set as premiere. Schedule. Is it going to let me do it? Hey, let me do it. Okay, let's spam this in the channel. That's the new video. Toss this in Discord. Toss this in Twitter, and we're back. Done. We're going to do this, then we'll check out IRDM. Yeah, it's pretty much instant. It's like 3 seconds with 1 gigabyte up. And it's true fiber. So I think like a lot of the times, let's try RNVA real quick first, because RNVA is having a move right now, and someone asked, and then we'll talk about fiber, and we'll talk about this IBMD. Was it IRDM? Yeah, I mean, so you're laddering off your range right now with RNVA, Renova Health. This thing looks crazy good, by the way. Just heads up, this thing looks like it could be crazy good. It's in such a micro range of its move. That's so crazy. So the first thing I would do is I would look for the... Yeah, easy peasy on this guy right here. This is the... This is what you need to break right here. This is an easy peasy. So... And then you break this, that starts to move there. You break that, that starts to move there. Back tested that. You have anything larger going on? You might pull back at around the, what is this, 4 cents mark, 5 cents mark? Pull back at the 5 cent mark. I would probably try to take entry on this. I mean, entry is kind of almost right now, to be honest with you. Let's take a look where we could like really be greedy on this thing and take entry. Zero, 1, 3. What does it have to hold to be in succession? That's a good question. Zero, 1, 2. Could it go to 0, 1, 2? Yeah. Although it's still laddering down. Okay, it has to hold like down here. It has to hold its range. So like 0, 1, 2, flat. If I was going to take a trade on this, which it looks really good, 0, 1, 2, like 0, 25, 51, 1, 0, 1, 2, 1 would be okay. You could go like 0, 1, 2, I'll just say 0, 1, 2, 1. Like that's fine. That's fine. You could take trade right here. This gives you pretty minimized risks. There's not too much to risk here in this trade. Hopefully it drops down here. It kind of needs to hold the move it has right now. This is 0.51. I think I would be greedy and go for this. Maybe you could even go for like 135. Maybe even going for like 135 makes sense here. Like this, 135. I think this makes sense as well. So let's just kind of pull it here. I think either of these are okay. I think they represent something completely different. So marking the levels is one thing. Understanding the move and what it's doing so you don't lose money is another. But I think if I was looking for entry, I'd be down there. But this thing does look decent. If it holds this move for long enough, it could pop. Let's put this on our list. And let's mark these levels as 2021. Oops, 2021. I do like this. I think this is going to be a fun one to watch. And I think this is possibly a very good trade as well. GME hit 250 and pulled back. Nice call. Yeah, it's I'll take a look at GME again. RNVA, nice freaking spot, Austin. I'm even putting your name on this one. But Austin called it out. My notes. So I'll check IRDM. So the problem with check IRDM after GME. The problem with so it hit 250 and it's pulling back. Yeah, that's just kind of the trade, right? It's just like a little quick scalp. So the problem with fiber optics is a lot of people upgrade fiber optics in their home, and there's a couple different points in fiber optics. So it's like this: you have your house right here, like H for house, and then the line that comes into your house. People often upgrade this, so they think, okay, they've got fiber optics. This just goes to a terminal, okay? So we're gonna go T for terminal. So if you have like fiber optics on this point here to this point here, and people are upgrading their fiber optics in their home, it's like, okay, great, you've got fiber optics. Not really. There's another layer to this thing. There's what's called the subway, which is what feeds the terminal. So if the subway's on what's called wideband, which is just kind of like still an analog network or whatever you'd call it, I just call it an analog network so people understand it. It's got like an amount of data it can transfer. You have to have a true to have like true fiber optics, like what's called pure fiber optics or true fiber optics. The point of where your fiber optic starts can't be only at the terminal while this is getting like an analog band. It actually has to come from the subway, and it has to be fiber optics to the terminal and then to your house. So this is like the real solution for fiber optics, which is what I have. So yeah, when like I upload a video, it's like maybe 2 seconds. It could be like a gig long, and it's like maybe or like 2 or 3 or 4. So actually, the biggest one I've done is like 4 gigs on YouTube, maybe 5 actually. I think that last video was about 5 gigs because I upload them in 4K. I think it took 12 seconds, something like that. Just you know, somebody brought up fiber optics, so just a quick little. So you guys want to know the name of the next video? It's my secret weapon in day trading, or my secret day trading weapon. That's the next video. So I'll let your guys' minds run wild with that. Something I've never shown before. So you asked for IRDM, Frank? Let's check it out. Iridium Communications, is that right? IRDM, Iridium Communications Inc. Okay, let's check it out. Oopsies, I don't want that. Coffee, it's not coffee. That's the fuel source. LSD. My brain. You guys will be wondering now until the video's out what it is. Yeah, I mean, take this chart back to its original stance here, right? Like you've got you know, you can even do this, and you've got points where this thing is going to break, which would be here, right? Like this is going to break the move here. So once you start with this, then you know you're going to be in a larger time frame. So then you'd be on onto something like this, where you know, if you're looking at this chart upside down, you'd be like this, and you'd be looking at this chart, and you know, you could see the breakout. So let's just kind of go back to IRDM, and you know, you would see this here. Oh God, I can't do the replayer tool, guys. Sorry, I'm just way too impatient. Anywho, you break this first trend here, you back test your trend again, like we always do. Again, the level is going to be the level where it is. I'm not going to get into that where the exact buy is. That's fine. The point is, it's like, this is the same chart as every chart in the world. Break trend, back test trend, break this trend, back test trend, have a move up, right? So we can flip the chart back over. So just immediately, like Iridium is already in its breakout, it's already in its move. Your trade existed down here. This was more of a longer term hold, and this is more of something where you're putting different types of funding in this, not swing or scalp trading or whatever. There's nothing to trade here on Iridium. It's the price is already gone. It's too high. Look for a different opportunity. But it's very straightforward chart. It's break your trend, back test your trend, move up, right? Like same as always. Hold the range, buy a level, break a trend, blah blah blah. Same as it always is. And yeah, Iridium, there's nothing to trade here. I wouldn't be looking, like I might look at shorts on this thing if it shows me a reason to short. Like I need to see a pullback develop first. So actually we could look at that. Let's take a look at this chart here. Daily chart. What the hell is this? Well, I mean, the pullback already happened, so you're already gone in the trade anyway. So the funny thing is you can actually see this target of $54. I'm not drawing it on the screen, but you can see this target of $54. Yeah, 50, the target is like right here. You can see it on the screen right now. Oh, I don't know if you could see it on this time frame, but what I mean is you can see it on the screen. So it actually hit its target. So even right now, the trade is done. A little too late on Iridium. Microdosing, that's the key. That's the key. Oh, BTC breaking up. Let's take a look. This is what I was kind of worried about, right? Like I don't want to take any shorts because I would more be looking at Bitcoin right now. Even this level here is a little worrisome for me. I mean, like I said earlier, you've already broken your time frame. Can you take this level as a trade? Yes. I may even try to. I may even try to get really greedy on this trade and go after a different time frame. Like if I don't know if I would necessarily take this level. I'd have two marked and I would decide in the moment. I'd have that and I'd have this right here. This feels a lot safer. Like this can develop either side of the moves. It can either develop the test and pullback of the next level where you can see if it can back test to hold this trend, or it can develop just a straight dump, which is obviously like that's the right trade to take. Right here is the right trade to take. Whether it becomes a right trade in the moment depends on this level. Sorry, I couldn't be of more help on that one. Lambo Land, Larry. Lambo Land, dude. I want to go there. I have an M3. You guys won't welcome me. I have a 2018 M3. So you guys will probably turn me away at the gates, but I'll try to get in anyways. It's a really nice color, so I'll blend well. It's Miami blue, Mexico blue. It's called BMW. It's Mexico blue. So it's like a matte baby blue. So maybe I'll blend enough to be a part of Lambo Land. Although if it was like a black M3 or white M3, you guys would probably just turn me away, way too normie. But it's pretty colorful. So maybe you guys will let me in. Yeah, sorry I couldn't be more help on the IRDM chart. A little too late on that one. Yeah. Nothing, just following the technical analysis as it's shown on the charts, Malik. Instagram has clouded my mind with trading. I have to stick around here to see it clearly again. One of the first things that I do when I mentor people is I tell them to like literally delete everything they have. I just say, like, you guys want to make it as traders, purge it all. Get rid of Twitter, get rid of this, get rid of that. I talk about it in Mental Analysis Evolved a lot, and the reasons why and some of the theory behind it, and why you would do some of these things and how it helps you, so you can get a better understanding of it. Although those courses aren't out right now in Mental Analysis Evolved, they are a part of Blueprint. So if you have Blueprint, you'll see them and you know what I'm talking about. But just as general advice to people, I always tell people, like, if you want to take this thing seriously, treat it seriously, delete all the things that kind of cloud your mind. If you recall on my Trading Life series video, while I'm waiting for my morning breakfast, I actually said in that video, I said, I'm going to watch Twitch for a few minutes because it's going to give me my entertainment fix. And then after that few minutes, I turn off, right? Like, I'm not on Google News. I'm not on anything. I'm not on my cell phone, nothing. It vibrates. I look at it after I'm done my trading, and it's like, oh, you have 50 notifications. There's Discord, there's this, there's that. And I turn that stuff all off when I'm trading. And I don't look at it before either, because I don't want my mind to wander. I want to be the best version of myself that's most optimized every single day, so that like my time of like the time where I'm the most affluent, or the time where I have the highest usability of my brain is like unclouded by other things. M4s look good too. Yep. I prefer M3s. A little bit of a BMW fundamentalist. I've always been a fan of M3s, so the two-door version for me is like whatever. I prefer M3s. I think four doors are just like too beautiful when it comes to the M platform. I would have an M3 over an M5, an M8, an i8, any of the other M's. Like M3 or nothing for me. Otherwise, I would go to a different platform. It would be like M3 or GTR, which was my other choice of car when I was buying my M. I was looking at a GTR, but bought the M instead. Prefer the M's. I love GTRs though, and GTRs are super nice. I was also looking at an LSF, Lexus LSF, different price range. So it was, obviously just M3 is good enough for me. I don't need an LSF, but I was looking at the LSF. I've seen StanceWorks E9. I don't know if I've seen the E9, but I've seen StanceWorks. They do like a lot of like matte copper, I believe. Let's check real quick. StanceWorks E9. What are we looking at? We'll bring it up on the main screen. No, I'm thinking of something else. Then I haven't seen this. No, I haven't seen this. StanceWorks E9. 71 E9, 2800 CS. Nice. Premiere's coming up in 2 minutes, so I guess we're getting off the stream soon. Porsche Taycan. Which one is the Taycan? Okay, so that's like their yeah. That's like the how do they call them? Not roadsters. BMW has one. They stopped making it a while ago, but they're super nice. Is it Roadster? Maybe it's Roadster. It's like a hatchback coupe. Nice car, not for me. I like the more aggressive lines of the BMW. Porsches are nice though. I just find I wouldn't buy a Porsche. I'd buy something else over a Porsche. I'd probably buy GTR before I bought a Porsche, but Porsches are nice. Start getting to like GTR GT3s, and even up there in GT4s. They're pretty nice vehicles. Pricey though. You have a Miata. Looking good, up 150%. The electric one. Taycan electric. Yeah, it's nice. It's a really nice car. The front end, those headlights are just ridiculous. That's really nice, man. Massive calipers, like a 12 piston caliber or something on this. White lip on the rim. Jesus, that's a nice car, man. Here, let's pull it up on the main screen. That's not right. Redirect notice? No. Here, let's just open the image raw. That's super nice. Those headlights are just ridiculous. It's a single halogen. I can't tell what the headlight is. Like a single halogen. Surprised they don't use forged carbon for the front lip. Carbon fiber lip. Nice white insert on the wheel. I'm not a huge fan of the wheels. I can't say that. I love the two-tone with the white powder coat on it with the black barrel on the inside, like white lip, black barrel. It's nice, but I hate the 5-spoke they put on this thing. I think it's super ugly, the 5-spoke. I think this wheel would be way nicer if it was... I don't mind that it's black. I just don't like the way the 5-spoke, the split 5-spoke looks on this one. Huge, like 12 piston caliber in the front. It looks like a 12 piston. This thing is massive. Little 8 piston in the back, or 6. That's actually like a 6 piston in the back. This is a nice car. Yeah, very, very nice. I love the headlights. I'm assuming these are fogs, as these are the turn signals, so I'm assuming the fogs are in here. If this is just aesthetics, like this is nothing in there of any value, maybe it's an air vent and the way the headlight looks, but actually this looks like an air vent for the brakes maybe. So that's not headlight glass, that's like an air vent by the looks of it. Anyway, it's nice. If it's headlight glass, that's super weird unless there's a fog light in there. It's still kind of questionable if that's what it is, but I don't think it is. I think this is just the headlight housing right here. This is kind of just like the insert to follow the line of the hood kind of thing. And then this is like an air vent for the brake ducts maybe. But they should use forged carbon on this. Nice side skirt, a little normy, but a nice aggressive profile on it. I like cars. Just end that statement. I like cars. Yeah, I'll show you guys my M. Hold on. See if I can find it. Oh, I'm sure I can find it, but just like I have to spam through a million posts. There's my M. This is before I did all my work on it, but is this a good one? Yeah, here's my M. This is in my old house. It's when I was changing out the wheels on it. I do all my work on my own, but that's my M. See if I can find a better picture. There's the stance on the wheels. So super deep dish concave rim. Yeah, I like to do my own work. Like I did a lug conversion on it, and so what a lug conversion. I know we're getting away from day trading. That's chill though. There's just no reason we can't have a little bit of car fun, right? This is the lug conversions that I did on it. So just like some thread locker with nice titanium lug, because it's got lug bolts, not actual nuts. So it's got no nuts, just bolts. So you have to convert them. And then here is when I that's my M right there. That's obviously when it was stock. I've added side skirts and all sorts of stuff like that to it. Carbon fiber goodies on it and this and that. It's obviously not, I haven't updated any pictures on it in a long time, but I'll do a video on it or something maybe. But yeah, that's the M. I love it. I love it. I love my M so much. I like cars. Yeah, nice just closing. Just the most dummy thing I could say, right? Cool. I like cars. Cool car. I like cars. I grew up building vehicles with my my dad. He was a bit of a biker. Mom was a doctor. Dad was a biker. Like a story from Sons of Anarchy or something, but that's just the way it was. And I grew up rebuilding things like carburetors and putting vehicles together before I went to before I went to school. Yeah, before I went to school, but not university. I mean, like I was doing this at like 3 and 4 years old. I was rebuilding cars with my dad because he was working on Jeeps and motorcycles, and I've worked on so many Wranglers in my life. I don't even know how to count them all. I like cars. Those rears are fat. Yep, and they are as big as you can get without having to roll the fenders. Course is going to be offline in 3 days. Nope, just I have free courses on Patreon right now for signups on Patreon. Well, this is a world first. We've got Future of Trading on one stream and this on the other, so I have like a dual stream live. Probably no one's even watching this one. Not this one. People are watching. People are probably going to go back and review the Future of Trading one. That's fine. That's like educational that's training your mind. This is live stream. Two different things. There's 2 people watching. I'm one of them. So there we go. The other one's hype. I like motorcycles. I would never own one, Radu, but I think they're cool. I grew up, building them, and bikes and motorcycles. I grew up building them. So I think they're cool, but I would just never own one. Yeah, the slightest carbon fiber piece on your car, it makes it look crazy good. I agreed, completely agreed. Doge back at 2 cents. Let's see. Back at 2 cents. Yeah. Possible pullback on Doge, but it'll move with Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin keeps moving up, I'm sure it'll push the top of its range. AMC, how is it doing? Down to $6. Yikes. How many people all in their whole life savings on this thing up at $20 and $15? I just can't even comprehend that. I just don't get it. How many, around the world right now, one common thing that a lot of people who are trying to day trade are sharing is they are losing their shirts and life savings on AMC. So that's like everybody's like thinking, oh, GME hype, everything's going to the moon. And while this thing may go up, buying at $15 and $20 was not the right play. So whether this thing goes up or down from this point, that's the next question to be asked. But for now, anyways, people all over the world are losing their minds on AMC, losing sleep, breaking chairs, like whatever their routine is, it's happening right now. Pull back on GME at 250, and then it's probably just going to go for its next target or whatever. Oh, we got to get off soon here. Yeah, I've got a lot of editing to do. I've got 2 videos out that have to be out in 3 days. So yeah, okay, we're done for the day. I've got a lot of editing to do. What's there to say? See you guys tomorrow morning. Bye-bye.